Hey, good afternoon, students. I will wait for 2 to 3 minutes, okay, till everyone joins. I know who joins and who not. And in the previous class, we discussed about the form handling, okay. It is happening. Let me share multiple screens at a time. So okay. Yesterday we have done some small examples on the form handling, how form actually works, okay, all those things. And, discuss about like how to use the form methods and everything. And we use the request.get parameter and the parameter, the input type name. Okay, this is an input name, right? So by using that name, we need to call, okay, we need to call that particular whatever the end file, which is nothing but targeted JSP page. Okay, inside that we need to take the request.get parameter. Okay, so to get the to fetch the data. Okay, so and the form action, to wait to send the data, targeted page, and the methods for the secure transmissions. And basic, as I said, okay, the form handling is used for to take the input from the user, or you can take like capturing the input from the user using HTML forms, and then the send the data to the server pages. So this is how the actually the form handlings works. Okay, so we will capture the input from the user by using the HTML, and then we will send the data to the JSP pages. Okay, so retrieving the data by using the request.get parameters in the JSP to process whatever the data the user has enters. Okay, so and as I said, right, in JDBC, which means Java database connectivity, which we will take the class from upcoming classes. Like I think the Monday I will start the JDBC also. Okay, so where it focus majorly on the data flow. Okay, not the storage. So it majorly like JDBC is in a database connectivity, so it majorly focuses on the storage. But now I will explain one example without connecting with the JDBC, just to focus on how the data is actually flowing between one pages to another page. So it is like why I'm saying it's good for your learning logic. Okay, how the data is actually interacting, and how the data is processing, okay, transmission from one page to another page. So and we have form interactions and whatever the dynamic HTML we are using, so for the purposes I'm just using without JDBC. So when you have the JDBC, when the user enters the data, so that data will be stored in the JDBC. But now without the JDBC, I'm just taking that data and I'm displaying to you. Okay, so it just helps you to like if you all are beginners for the JDBC and JSP, so it might be some complexity, okay, to understand what is a flow actually. So that's the reason I'm explaining without the JDBC connectivity. Okay, so now okay, let me review. Yeah, now let me share my notepad. Okay, now here yesterday we discussed about all those things, and now here what, like I want to take the data, or let me give one examples first, so then after we will go with the table data. As I said, yesterday the class about the form handling, and I asked you to do one example, like what I given, ask to like create one form. Okay, take one form and greet a person. Okay, greet a person based on the time. Okay, based on the present time or a present date. So for that I'm just creating one new. When I see here, the end page will be the starting page of our project. So here I'm just taking one hyperlink, to the greet. So I'm just taking greeting the user. Okay, so here I need to give the attribute. Okay, which is nothing but h reference. Okay, h reference attribute. So for that we need to create one page, right? So let me create the page. Like you need to create the page by here, when right click on the web app, new, and we need to create the JSP files. Okay, so what can I do is greeting page, greeting.jsp, enter. So this is a greeting page. So in when you see, let me run this project first and let me show you. So when I run this project, okay, the indie.jsp page will be first page to open, because in our, as I explained in web.inf, in the web.xml, okay, in the web.xml, the welcome file list, in the welcome file list we have the, okay, we have the welcome file list, we have the in.jsp page address. So then it will open the in.jsp page. See here, page open. Let me show this. I don't know why it's not sharing multiple screens. Okay, okay, 1 second. Okay, see here the in.jsp page. After the age checker, we have the greeting the user. So let me put it that in the next line. Okay, so for that I need to use the break. Okay, break tag. Let's save this file and let me come in here and refresh it. See, it is the next page. So when I click it, greeting.user, okay, so it not going anywhere, it's just refreshing at that page itself. Why? Because in our Eclipse, in our Eclipse in.jsp page, we didn't given the address for this greeting dot, okay, greeting dot the user, we didn't given the address where to go. Okay, so we didn't given the target JSP page, but what is the targeted JSP page? Greeting.jsp page. The address we need to give it here. Greeting.jsp page. Okay, then now when you click on the greeting.user, it will go to this greeting.jsp page. Okay, greeting.jsp page. So here what we need to do, we need to take the user name. Okay, we need to take the username and he need to click the button like a greet me. So then what we need to do, we need to retrieve the current time. Okay, we need to retrieve the current time, and we need to treat him like based on the time. Like if it is before 12, we need to treat him like a good morning. If it is after the 12 and less than 6, okay, we need to treat him as a good afternoon, and after that we need to greet him as a good evening. So that's how we will do. Now inside here, to when you click on the greeting page, okay, so he will, like, he need to enter the data. So to enter the data, what we use the form. Okay, form tag. Okay, inside the form, what we need to take the two attributes, which is nothing but action tag. Okay, action tag is nothing but when the user enters the data, and when you click on the submit, okay, we need to send the data to another page to process the data, like to fetch that data. So here in the action element, whatever the file address you give, that data will be sent to that file. Okay, and here the method attribute, and inside this method we use the post or get. I already explained about get and post. So let's move now. Like, let me give the label to understand for the user what he has to enter. Okay, enter your name. So this is one of the placeholder type. Okay, label, and then you need to take the input tag. Okay, input tag. Inside the input tag, you need to give the type of that input. If he is entering the number data type, okay, so you need to take the numbers. Okay, you can take the text also. Text, and you need to give the name for that name. So like, let me give the user name. Okay, user name. So here one of the attribute also we will call as a required. So when he, without entering any name, when you click the submit button without the required attribute, it will be submitted to that form. But if you given the required, it will ask you to enter the data. So it must be like it is a mandatory field to enter the data. So just like that thing. And here I am taking one more input to take the type equals to submit. Okay, because we need to give the value for that. So I'm just giving the value as a greet me. Okay, read me message, and see here in the action method we need to create another page now to process the data, like based on the time. So we need to do that, all those things, right? So for that I'm creating one all greeting greet.jsp. Then here we created greeting, right? Greet.jsp. So the data has to be sent to this page on the greeting.jsp page. So I am giving greet.jsp page address. Okay, greet.jsp address. So let me, oh, it's entire page. What is this? Uh, hmm. See here, just let me refresh this page. Okay, refresh it and click on a greeting the user. So here it asking you enter your name, okay, and a greet me. See, without entering any name, when I click on the greet me, see it asking me fill out this field. Okay, when you given the required attribute, it will show you like this, please fill out this field. Or in, when you go to this, okay, so when you remove this required field, okay, when you remove this required field and save this and run that again, okay, and refresh this. Okay, refresh this and see when I click on the greet me, sorry, not refresh, sorry, I think I didn't save this. See, when I refresh this and when I click on the greet me, so it directly submitting that page. Okay, without entering any data also, it taking the empty data to the greet.jsp page. Okay, it's sending the empty data like null values to the greet.jsp. So that's the reason the required attribute is important when you are taking the inputs from the data. So I just replace that required attribute and just go back, and I'm just refreshing and just greet me. So it's giving you the please fill out this field. Okay, so it's saying this isn't a mandatory field. Okay, now I will use some names here, Radha Krishna, okay, and greet me. Okay, it going to the greetme.jsp page, but it doesn't displaying anything because we didn't written any code in the greet.jsp page. Okay, in the greet.jsp page, we didn't anything. See, in the greet.jsp page, we didn't retrieve the data, and we also didn't like use any calendars for the time. Okay, so let me retrieve the data first. So to retrieve the data, what we need to do, we need to write the request.get parameter, which is an JDBC code. So for that Java code, where we have writing, we are writing in the scripted tags. Okay, so in this we use the scripted tags to write the JSP code. Okay, Java code. So here I'm just taking one variable name as a string. Okay, so we need to retrieve the data, right? So for that we use the request.get parameter. And inside the parameter, what is the name we need to give? Whatever the name we have given in the greeting input, okay, you name. So that name has to be given inside this, okay. So I already explained about all these things in the previous classes. So just go through the previous classes if you are new to this class, okay. And after the string, okay, you have taken the name of the particular user. Now what we need to do? Okay, we need to create him based on the time. Okay, so how we can get the time? Okay, in the Java we have the some packages like java dot util. Okay, util dot calendar. 1 second. Yeah, here we have, right, calendar. And for that we use cal equals to calendar dot get instance, maybe calendar dot get instance. Okay, get instance. Now from this get instance we can get the hour. Okay, integer HOUR hour equals to cal object and get the Java, or you can say the calendar. We already imported that one. Calendar, from this calendar dot, maybe it has, yeah, hour of the day. Okay, we are just we are retrieving the hour of this particular day, and by using the calendar. Okay, so now we need to greet him, okay, based on the whatever the hour it is. So here I'm just taking string greet. Okay, just greeting message, just empty message for now. Now what we need to check first? Okay, so this hour, based on this hour, we need to create the user. It is in a morning, or it is in afternoon, or it is in a evening. Okay, so we have the if conditions, right? So if hour, whatever the hour is there, if it is less than 12. Okay, if it is less than 12, so what we need to do? We need to greet the user. Okay, we need to greet the user, and just greet equals to, see here I'm just saving whatever the string we use. Okay, I am sending that message to here like a good morning, good morning, good morning, and just semicolon, and else, and again condition, if hour is less than 18. 18 is nothing but I'm just, it's 24 by 24 time, right? So I'm just taking 18, and here I'm giving greet equals to good afternoon. Okay, good afternoon, and semicolon. And again I'm taking one more condition, else means If it is an after 6, it is an evening. So I'm just taking without condition. I'm just saving message in the greet. Greet equals to good evening. Okay, good evening. So here, based on the hour time, okay, whichever it is, we have placed the greeting. So what we need to do, we need to greet him with the name. Okay, not just greeting, but we need to greet him with the name. So here we have the name. Okay, here we have the name. Here we have the greeting of that person. So display the data to display the data in the JSP pages. Okay, we use the expression tags. Expression tag is nothing but just like a same triplet tags, but we use the equal symbol. Okay, so here what we need to do first, we need to greet the person. Okay, good morning Radha. Okay, so good afternoon Radha, or good evening Radha. So here what we need to do first, we need to take the greeting message. So I am taking the greeting message. Okay, with the comma, and I am using again expression tag. Here what I need to do, I need to take the username. Okay, so username. Now I have taken the username. Now just simply I will remove the exclamation marks and put it in the beside the name, so it makes sense. So here I'm just using exclamatory marks. Okay, so now let me run this greeting. Let me save this all, and okay, where is that? Yeah, the previous. Okay, let me refresh this. Okay, here I refreshed it. Now I'm just entering the name as Madhu. Okay, and let's just greet me. Okay, see, good afternoon, Madhu. So based on the present time, okay, whichever it is, it just displaying the time. Okay, so this is about what I have asked you to do. Okay, simple program to greet a person based on a hour. Okay, this is how we need to use the Java classes like calendar, okay, in the utility packages. So based on that hour, we are greeting the particular person. Okay, that particular person. Now what we need to do is we need to take the input from the user, okay, like his name, age and grade, and we need to display that data in the tabular form. Okay, what if you have a condition where you need to take the data from the user and you need to take that data and display it in the tabular form. If in the web applications we are developing, we use the jdbc for database connectivity. By using jdbc, okay, we save the data in the database, and again from the database we will retrieve the data and display it in the tabular forms. Okay, but now what we need to do without using the JDBC is just, okay, we need to take the data and we need to display it in the tabulars, okay, tabular form. But before that, like in the HTML, why we use the table means it will allows like to organize any data or any informations in the rows and columns. The table, right? It will be in the rows and the columns. Okay, so in the JSP we can dynamically we can insert the values into that scriptlets, or with by using the expression tags or the scriptlet tags. Okay, so let me give one example here. Again, let me create one more page here, new JSP file. Okay, and let me take as a student input. Okay, student input.jsp page. Okay, student input.jsp page. So before, what we need to do, whatever the index page you have, this is index, right? So here you need to break. Okay, here you need to take one hyperlink to take student form. Okay, student form. So here what we need to give the attribute h reference. Okay, where when the user click on that hyperlink, you need to get to the targeted page, right? So which is nothing but student input page, student input dot JSP, student input dot JSP page. So here in the student input dot JSP page, what we need to write here, we need to take the form. Okay, so this is in a header. Okay, you might be know this is in a header. Okay, inside this header, the title will, you can change this title from inside like a student information. Okay, so where it will actually appears means in your tabs. Okay, I will show you when we run this. Okay, now first we need to take the data. Okay, so I'm just giving one header. Okay, like enter student details for better presentations. Okay, h2, and here I'm taking the form. Okay, here I'm taking the form to take the data from the student. So in the form we need to take the attributes, action, and we have the method. So this is all about the sensitive data, so I'm using the post method. So for the get, I have seen, okay, I've said it, get, when we use a get, the data will be appended to the link, so it will less secure for the security reasons. So I'm using the post, which is in a high secure, which it will not send the data in the URL, it will send it in the request form. Okay, so what, in when he submit the data, okay, we have to directly display that data in the tabular form. So I'm just taking that display as a another page. Okay, there we need to retrieve the data, and we need to place the data in the table, and then we need to display that. Okay, so here I've taken the form. Okay, inside the form, first we need to take the name. Okay, so we need to uh, label, we need to take the label to give the name for that input tag, and that is name itself. Okay, here after that we need to take the input and the type as a text, and I am taking the name as s name, which is nothing but a student name, and the required file. Okay, required attribute, because that name is an important. Now I use a break, okay, to break that line. Now I'm taking another label, and I'm taking the age. Okay, and input tag, and I'm taking the type as a number. Okay, and name equals to student age, message, and the required attribute. Okay, so inside this required, in this input tag, you can also place a placeholder here also. Okay, placeholder. So placeholder is nothing but it will be displayed in that input, like enter your age. So here we are using the labels. Okay, here we are using the labels to display that, but here inside the input tag also you can display that placeholder, enter your age. Okay, then we are using the break, and again one more label. Let me take the grade of that person. Okay, and input, and what we need to take the type of that grade. Let me take the type as text, and the name equals to its grade. Okay, student grade, and required, and the place folder. Okay, here I'm asking enter your grade. Okay, and the break tag. After that, finally what we need to take, we need to take the submit button. So for that we need to take the input, and the type equals to submit. So inside submit, when you take the submit, okay, we need to give that value for that, or it will appear as a submit itself. Okay, so value equals to uh, after entering all the data, we will ask him to like show details. Okay, so then it will show in the tabular format. Okay, so this is in a format. Okay, when is that page here, right? Okay, let me share this page. Okay, see, now go back. Yeah, sorry. So I'm refreshing this. See, here we have the student form. Okay, so when you click on the student form, see here it asking all the details like enter your name, age, grade. So when I click on show details, it asking me to enter. So because why it's showing? Because here we use the required attribute. So that is an important. Okay. So now when I enter all the data and stuff like this, grade as some A, okay, show details. So it's going, okay, when you click on the submit, it directly goes to the display.jsp page. But here did we create a display.jsp page in our Eclipse? No, we didn't create it, and we didn't process the data, and we didn't create the table to display the data. Okay, so here we use a display, okay, display action. In the action, we have given the display.jsp page. But here, check here, we didn't created any display page, so that's giving us an error. So here we need to create the display.jsp page first. Okay, inside this display.jsp page, what we need to do, we need to retrieve the student data, or you can retrieve that data and you can use that data in the tabular form. Okay, so here let me give the heading as, I'm just using h2 tag for the header, and I'm saying information student information table. Okay, so to now what I need to retrieve the data. Okay, so I'm using scripted tags, and first what I need to retrieve is student name. Okay, so student name is one, and integer of age, okay, is age, and small is age, and what we have taken the grade, right? Okay, so let me take that grade. Okay, so how we need to retrieve? We need to use the request, okay, dot get parameter of the name. What is the name? Here we use s name. Okay, so that s name has to be given in this request dot get parameter s name. Okay, so just same like this, we need to retrieve the age of that person. Okay, so here we given the s age as a name. Okay, yes, age. So here I have taken the integer, whatever the data is coming from that form, it will be in the string format. So we need to pass this string data into integer. So we use the wrapper classes. Okay, so like integer dot pass in. So whatever that string data, it will be converted into the integer format. Okay, so then here same request dot get parameter, but here we use a grade as a name. Okay, now we have retrieved all these details, and then what we need to do, we need to display that in the tabular form. Okay, in the table. So to create the table in the HTML, we have to use the table tag. Okay, we have to use a table tag. So inside the table tag, we have two, okay, two tags, which is nothing but t head and the t body, and the t footer will be there, but let me show this t head and t body itself. Okay, so when you are, let me give the border attribute for this, like let me take as one, and cell padding, let me take it as 10. Okay. Hmm. Okay, let me take then this itself. Okay, in the header, we are trying to take the tr, okay, which is nothing but one row of the table tr. Okay, inside the tr, these are the headers of the table. So the header of that particular column, which is name or age. So we have the column headers, right? So inside the th tag, I'm just taking one serial number, or let me take the name. Okay, so th, I'm taking the age. In the second column, I am taking the student grade. Okay, student grade. So let me just refresh this. Now what we need to do, we need to send the data to through these columns. So in the t body, okay, in the t body, in the tr, okay, we need to take the table row. Inside this table rows, what we need to send, we need to send the data td. Okay, so first, what is the first column? The first column is about the name. So inside this we need to send the data. So to directly to display the data, we use the expression tag. So here same expression tag and same name. What is the name we are taking, that variable name? Here we need to use just same like a name, we need to use that. Okay, for age. Okay, age, and also for the grade. Okay, and let me save this and let me run that. Microsoft Edge. Okay, go back and just refresh this and let me enter my name and some data here. Okay, so here and show details. See, it created one table and it's showing the data. Okay, so this is how we use the table. Okay, this is you have to, okay, remember this table tags. Okay, table and t head tr tags, this is a table row. Okay, inside one table row we have created headers for each column. Okay, this is the first column, this is the second column, this is the third column. So in the, okay, in the same columns we need to send the data. Okay, so that is how we display the data in the tabular forms. Okay, so here the form will send the data, all those things. Okay, you just try with like employee information details, like just create a one form, like enter name, department, salary, and display that details in the table. Okay, so it, it shows whatever the data in the rows, in the columns, like neatly. For better presentation of the data, we use that html tables. Okay, so for dynamic content, so these are the dynamic contents, right? So whatever the data is entering, we use expression tags to display that dynamic data. Okay, so just use registration forms or anything. Okay, just create one form to enter all the data and display that data in the table. So just do some examples. Okay, and if you have any doubts regarding anything on the premier classes or today's class, you can just ask me or you can ping me in the WhatsApp also. Okay, yeah, thank you.